Afternoon all, it's a Saturday afternoon and final test ride on this. Yes, it's the electric, it's the Lexmoto Elex that we are on. Final test ride before we register this afternoon and get that done, and it's riding very, very well. So currently on about half a battery or so. We had 85% in this when we charged it. But obviously you've got the breaker box underneath, twin batteries on this one, so that is the one thing that we do love about the Elex. Twin batteries, you can up your charge rate, get a little bit more miles out of both batteries, and you can charge them both on the bike, or you lift up the seat and the batteries are under there, and you take the batteries in the house and charge them up in the house. Very, very easy to disconnect and unconnect and put them back together, and they work in series. So once one is over, you throw the breaker switch, bring in your second battery. So as always, these do roughly around about 28-30 mile an hour, and we're sitting at a nice steady 28. It is controlled by the regulator. You're not going to get any more. No, you can't de-restrict it. Now, the ones you could de-restrict were the ciphers and also the Yadia Impulse. Now the Impulse absolutely flew, but the Elex you can't de-restrict this one. It sits at 28 mile an hour, but for an around town commute or just getting out, going down to the shops, if you're only doing a couple of miles or 3 miles a day backwards and forwards to work, no tax, cheaper on the insurance, no petrol, less servicing costs, and you have to service less frequently on an electric, which is a very good thing. So keep an eye on the mirror. Poor old Volvo boy is stuck behind me. He's waiting to get past because there's traffic in the outside lane, but what a shame. Most of the roads in Milton Keynes are 70 mile an hour, so if you're poddling along at 30, try and stick to position 1, make them wait or make them go round you. Well, normally I would sit out, if I was on a 125, I'd sit out in position 2. On a 50, I'm sitting on position 1 where you would if you were on a bicycle, but obviously there's a little bicycle lane there on the inside, which you can use if you're on a bicycle. If you're on a bike, sit out in position 1. I'm not going in there where all the crap and all the gravel and all the rubbish is. I'm going to sit out here. So, I'm going to wrap the ride up. We're going to get some miles on the bike, but it's a great little bit of kit for just poddling around and getting up and down to the shops, and obviously watching cars coming off the slip road on the inside lane. It is Saturday, it is shopping day, so the roads are going to be exceptionally busy, which is why I'm going to be heading down to town in a minute for a little bit more of a test ride around town. Just try and get as many miles on the bike as we can, and we are currently 5 miles in. Get it back in, get it on charge, charge up both batteries, ready for customer to collect. Doesn't need L plates because he has a full license. Now, full license has changed. They have changed the ruling. They used to have a thing called grandfather's rights that automatically gave you rights. If you take your test after, I believe it's 2001 now, and you have a full car license, you can ride a 50cc without a CBT. Hooray! You don't need to do a CBT. If you've only got a provisional though, or you've got a new license, unfortunately you will have to take a CBT test and have L plates. But if you've got your granddad's rights, you don't need it. You don't need L plates and you don't need a CBT. Happy days. It all depends what you've got on your A1 license. If you've got the tick for A1, or you've got the little thing that says it entitles you to, you are allowed to ride a 50cc. Unlike my license, I've got absolutely everything on it. And watching that car coming up the inside, he's got room to clear before I go past. You have to be very aware of your mirrors on an electric bike. Now, someone said to me in the live stream, what have you got on your license? And I was like, too much. Full bike license, A1, A2 and all that lot. Also got car license, lorry license, and a full tractor excavator license as well. Yes, I used to do plant back in the day, so I've still got my full track license, and I can also do what's called wagon drag, so I can drive a 7.5 ton lorry and pull a 7.5 ton trailer. Obviously I took the extended license on that, and I've also got car drivers, or on my car driving license I also have done the advanced test, which I've also done on the bike now as well. Yay! And do a lot of Rossborough IAM, bike down, bike safe every year, but I still go down to my CBT school that I know a couple of times a year and just go out for a quick assessment, and they pick up on all my bad habits. Now, Friday night live stream, if you haven't seen last night's Friday night live stream, very, very good. Peaky Biker, Military Biker were in. We are off to Super Sausage this Sunday, so if you're going down there, come and see me. I'll treat you to a cup of coffee, guys. Right, we're coming off here. Shoulder check, mirror check, indicator, mirror signal manoeuvre. And the indicators on this, you have to self-cancel. They don't cancel on their own, so you have to make sure that you cancel them off, because otherwise your indicators are going to stay on. But display, very, very hard to read in the sunlight. You can't see the indicators if they're on, but you can look down there and see the indicator lenses at the back, so you can check to see your indicators are on. Climbing the hill, 25, as you would expect, and you get the same from a 50, but this shifts very quickly from 0 to 30. Now there's 2 shift positions, so we're in shift 2 at the moment. Just a case of press the shift, go down to shift 1. That will get you up to your eco mode, which is about 22 mile an hour. Shift 2 is basically like switching from your eco to power mode that you would have on your scooter or your Cypher. So just leave it in shift 2, run around in shift 2. It will deplete the batteries quicker. But if you're poddling around town and you're only doing 20 mile an hour, go down to shift 1 and eco your batteries. It gives you a little bit of extra mileage and saves all your battery life. Everything on this is LED. Right, let's get off. So, about 10 seconds to get it up to 30 mile an hour. But obviously if you charge the batteries a bit higher, is it going to make a difference? No, because it's still using the same amount of power. Now the motor on this is in the back wheel. It's a Bosch motor, very good, reliable motor. Shed load of magnets in it, as we found out when we stripped one of these down at Lexmoto's. I've got to say a big thanks to Colin again at Lexmoto's for a great course that he did on diagnostics and electrical circuits on these electric bikes. And yes, I am the admin on the Lexmoto Cypher owners page as well. So always there to give advice to people if they do need it. Down the hill you will get a little bit more speed. You will get it up to about 31, but then the regulator cuts in and holds you back. If there was a way to unrestrict these, I would do it, because these are great. Is electric the future? Probably not. I'm too old in the tooth for that, but all the youngsters are loving electric at the moment. And as someone said to me, oh, if you weigh up how much the lithium batteries are going to cost you against the servicing of the bike and the petrol, yeah, it still works out if you're only doing short bits and pieces to go electric. Now lithium obviously cannot be disposed of safely, it has to go to an authorised disposal unit. Very hard to recycle lithium. But if you consider the life of a 50cc petrol engine is only going to be around about 5,000 to 6,000 kilometres, because it's going to be absolutely ragged by anyone young taking the bike out. So we have got, we did have a Pulse Scout in, and that had done I think 8,500 kilometres, still going well. But you're not going to see a 50cc ped with more than averagely 12,000 k on it, or 10,000 miles, because most have been used abused. Now battery on these, and I can tell you as a matter of fact, noddy nod, battery on these, on the Cyphers, and I'm going to go by the guy that messaged me with the Impulse and said, well, I'm done 18,000 k and the batteries are still good, mate. So you can tell your electric haters that I'm absolutely loving the Elex, loving my Impulse, because it's done shed loads of mileage and I haven't had to replace the batteries. Now warranty on a 50 is 2 years. On an Elex it's 2 years on the bike, but 3 years on the battery, motor and controller. So you're going to get an extra year out of this nice little bike. So that is obviously one of the benefits of having one of these. Now, Bell End roundabout is coming up. For all of you going, oh, you're in the wrong lane all the time. No, look, left lane, straight over only. Left is off to the left. 3 junctions, left, straight over, and right. I am going there, which is classed as a right junction. Pulling out of a junction, check your road markers. Look, there's my white lines, there's my track line. This is the lane I should be in to come off for Bletchley. Keeping an eye on the mirror, coming round the roundabout, so you would go straight over there, or you'd come round. The amount of people that go in that left-hand lane coming off the roundabout, which is straight over, and then decide to cut across on you. So that is why we call it Bell End roundabout. But the best bit is, on electric, you can sneak up on people because they're not going to hear you coming. But that's one of the good points. It's also one of the down points because they don't know you're there. So what I tend to do is position myself off to the side of the car so he's seeing me in his inside mirror. Right. Ooh, no. Bell End of the week is a BMW driver. Let's just get that wrong, Mr. BMW. You're going on the video then. I knew that was going to happen. You could see it was ready to roll, and it had to be a BMW driver. It could have been worse. It could have been an Audi or a Range Rover. But no, it was a BMW driver. Right, back to the garage. Oh, that's my one Bell End clip of the week. As I say, if you are riding a motorcycle, observation is key. Be aware of your mirrors all the time. Now we tend to do the 7s, which is 1, 2, vanishing point, 3, 4, car in front, 5, mirror, 6, gauge, 7, mirror. And should be repeating that every 30 seconds to a minute. I tend to be moving the eyes around all the time and watching in front of me. Cannot stand car drivers. And then I shall jump back in the garage, 2 more bike MOTs, 1 car MOT, and then I can go home. Night with Mrs. B, and tomorrow, Super Sausage. So as always, like, share, comment, subscribe, give it a thumbs up, tell your friends, give us a follow. Until the next time though, where we're out test riding, be well, ride safe, and from RB, it's a big goodbye from me.